My sisters didn't know I owned the home they've been renting, and now they've lost it. Putting the foot down.
I don't know what your state's recording laws are for this, but I would probably have this recorded if somebody inevitably foolishly tries to take you to court.
Yeah.
Because they sound like the kind of people who would bring a slam dunk case against themselves to a court and just make you waste your time on it. So,
yeah, it's just crazy that they don't understand what kind of blessing that they have.
Yeah, man. Truly.
The reaction? It was immediate chaos. A lot of yelling, insults, and cursing. Even Mr. Attic. But he was yelling at others for getting him punted out when he didn't do anything. He made an epic show of storming out to the attic and slamming the door. He sent me laughing emojis and texted that he wasn't going to be able to keep a straight face a little later. I waited for them to stop yelling, and when they demanded what they would do, I set a stack of ads for apartments and houses for rent in the nearby area and said they would have to start looking now. I told my sister I would help pay for their moving truck, but told the basement tenants they would have to ask their families for help moving out. Mr. Basement picked up the stack of papers and his eyes went wide. He stared and asked if I was effing serious. I told him the prices listed were not mine to judge, change, or deal with. I reminded him his current place was below market because I had a say in it. Market prices for one bedrooms in the area are well over $1,500 a month if he wants near his work and close enough to walk to stores and things. He currently has a 2-bedroom for less than that. My sisters grabbed some of the papers and the 24-year-old started crying because she couldn't afford an apartment on her own. She told me about her student loans and credit card debt. I told her, too bad. I gave you a good deal out of kindness, and you sent an army after me. I would have considered letting you stay if you hadn't been so nasty. I told all of them they could probably swing a 2-bedroom between the 4 of them and got up and left. They refused to talk to me now. My sister spent the night in the basement apartment, and I could hear shrieks and crying if I walked by the door that leads down there. I feel a little bad, but I reread your comments to keep my sanity. As for what I want out of them, I can give them 30 days notice since they are inside my own home. I check and double checked with the lawyer and this information had been in their rental contracts. If I do have to punt them out and they try to refuse to leave and drag it out in court, which they don't have the money for, I have been given some handy advice by a fellow landlord who had to remove his own brother. I can't remove them by force, but I can make living there entirely uncomfortable. Nothing stops me from taking doors off hinges or starting remodeling while their stuff is in the way. Nothing stops me from turning off the water or electricity for their sections of the house during remodeling. Quick edit, just for remodeling purposes. It wouldn't be done to make them leave, but they can't stop my remodeling as squatters. It might seem like an a-hole thing to do, but they would be the ones to start it, and I actually want to repaint and do some adjustments. The reason I'm leaning on evicting them by August is because the pestilence has gotten much worse now that there is an actual non-renewal happening. I'm leaving my phone on silent and collecting messages, voicemails, emails, and other things to hand off to my lawyer next week. I told them to call off their dogs, and they haven't. I asked Mr. Attic if he knows anyone who would need a place and to let me know. He has a few friends from his community who seem interested, as they either live with roommates or family and want out. If anyone has questions this quiet morning, I will try to answer them. We have a quick edit. I have cameras outside and in common rooms, facing the front and back doors, the hallways upstairs, and the door leading to the basement. The tenants have access to entry points like Mr. Attic has the hallway to his area. Mr. and Mrs. Basement have the feed that leads to their door inside the main house, and they all have outside camera access. I'm thinking of cutting access to the outside cameras for them. They can't do anything to the feeds as they are guests in the system, so they can't delete anything. My access automatically saves on external systems. I might just cut them all out of the system except Mr. Attic for peace of mind. Also, I keep seeing people ask about our family. There are no parents and no family from our side. My sisters have no relationships with their fathers or families. Mine have been unalive due to their own actions. There's no sympathies for the likes of him, and his family shunned him, so they shunned me as well. And our mother is a cup of ash left at the funeral home. Wow. So bad parents. And that's the end of the story. My favorite quote in this whole thing is that OP is the greedy one. Whenever they were trying to get a friend to move into an office space, and then they were trying to get lower and lower rent. That's just wild.
Yeah, but
Wild.
but OP's the greedy one.